Live, hit the screen. Let's go. Let's
What's
go.
going on? We are live. This is episode fucking what? 36 of Real and Raw Conversations with Shalina, and I got not one, but two amazing guests from the US of the freaking A. They are the hosts of the Generation Flip podcast.
Right
We have
on.
Flip in the house and Big Brown. How are you?
Doing
Thank you.
fantastic. Thank
Good,
you for
good.
having us.
Oh, it is my pleasure. So, we are going to be talking about dating taboos that happen in, society seems to have their own opinions on dating and who should date who and what the age gaps should be. So, what has your experiences been like in the dating world?
You're probably referring to me because I'm the single guy.
Ah, all eyes on you. All eyes
Well,
on you.
well, I've been married for about 20 years, so
Yeah.
my dating game ended a while back. But plenty of experience.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And what about you, Big Brown?
And for me, so I was married twice. The
Yeah.
first run, it was 20 years. The second run, it was 7 years. And I'm 53 now,
Yeah.
and I'm newly recently divorced. But I've been out of the house and on my own for over a year now.
Mm.
And I find it very interesting because of the fact of it's one of those things, like you said, that taboo thing. I think one of the things that makes this whole dating thing for me interesting is that I have a tendency, and I think I I don't want to say politically correct. What I want to say is that I find it more acceptable for older men to date younger women.
Right.
And that's one of the issues that I have. I'm just call it weird or not. I'm just more attracted to a younger female. Now, obviously older than 27, not too young, but when you look at that age discrepancy, people have a tendency to go, "Oh, dude, that's terrible."
Mm.
But everywhere I go in the US to major cities, that's all you see is older guys with younger gals. So the whole dating thing's new to me. I have a few friends that are no older than 35 that I take out. Um, and I think I feel different about it. I feel, um, I don't know, but I'm getting used to it though. I'm starting to think that it's okay. So it's just one of those things. You know,
Have you had people say weird things to you about age gaps? Have you had some strange comments people have made?
I have, but they're all, believe it or not, from females. I've had nothing but females come up to me. My buddies' wives come up to me and say, "Gosh, she's kind of young, ain't she?" And I'm all, well, define young. She's older than 25. I mean, she's older. She's 27, and but it's just one of those things where I just, I always feel the uncomfortableness from the females. The guys, they want to high five me, right? They're like, dude, you're the man. Have a good time, enjoy your life. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what other people say. But on the flip side, the female side, and now keep in mind, I'm a feminist. I'm all for women's rights. I want them to be comfortable, and I want to be comfortable. Um, and I think the issue there for me is I have a daughter that's 30, and then I have a younger one that's 11.
Mm.
So I kind of, for me, I'm thinking, how would I like this? So I try to look at that aspect of it too. And many of the females ask me, well, how would you like it if your daughter went out with a guy that was your age? And I'm like, well, that's not a good question for me. Only because of the fact I'm going to say I'm going to let her make her own decision. But I'm also going to tell her to beware. He's an older guy. But if he treats you good and takes care of you and respects you like you deserve, then I think that would be okay. But ultimately, she's the one that has to make that decision, not me.
Mm. Mm.
But it's easy for me to say that, right? Because I'm that guy.
Ah.
So
That makes it hard, doesn't it? What do you think, Flip? What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I don't have a daughter, but I don't see a problem with it. I think it's okay as long as they're both comfortable and happy about it. Um, I don't think they should worry about what other people say. I mean, especially your intermediate family or your close relatives. I don't think they, yeah, they're going to talk, but it's just, if she makes you happy and you make that person happy and you guys are respecting each other in the relationship, then what's the problem? I mean, I don't see a problem with it. Yeah, you're going to get those eyes turned and questions and chit chat behind your back. That's just comes with the territory. For some dating for, I just find it kind of weird. I mean, from a man's point of view, it's awesome. It's a great feeling. I'm just saying, you're dating a woman that's, 10, 15 years younger than you. I mean, I mean, we look at it a different perspective than women do.
yeah,
And I mean, if you had a daughter that was older than the man, I mean, wouldn't it be the same? I mean,
yeah,
you'll get looks, you get point at, you get, conversations behind your back. It's just people just got to understand that it's not just that. You also see people into
interracial.
interracial relationships. You know what I mean? So, you have that as well. And you have the gay people as well. You know what I mean? So it's not just dating a younger female. Vice versa. It could be any. You know.
Yeah,
So when
I I think that's a good point though, because if I really try to put it in a better perspective, it's almost like interracial dating, right?
yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
And fortunately, in the U.S., there's a lot of racial things going on. So
yeah,
when you see a white woman or a Latina woman with a black guy, people have a tendency to go, "Hey, man, look at that," you know. And when I flew her out for New Year's, and we had a good time. We went downtown, really nice area in the Bay Area, Santana Row, and had a good dinner and drinks. I caught a few people looking at me. I caught it, and my girl didn't mind. And when we walked out, she grabbed my hand. So that made me feel comfortable, right? She was grabbing my hand and holding my hand. So, and it's early in the stages of dating, right? But it's got to be a comfort level that's mutual. But I can see the difference, or I shouldn't say see the difference. I can see the similarities in interracial dating, and then an older guy with a younger woman. I see that. Yeah.
With me, I always thought to myself, I would never, if I wasn't married though, I always thought I would never be with someone probably under 35. I just can't see myself being with someone that young.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would have common with that person. You know what I mean? It just,
you never know.
you know what I mean? So, but
But
I
you're
mean,
old. I'm not.
but but being Brown's homie, being Brown's buddy, and we talk and we discussed about this issue,
Yeah.
plenty of times, and like I told him, if she makes you happy, bro, don't worry about what other people are going to say.
Yeah.
And then I ask again, like, how does she feel? I mean, have you talked to her and see how she felt, about
Yeah.
this, because again, she's looking up at you like, oh, not as a father figure. I don't know. You know what I mean? We
Right.
don't know, So
No, I did. I had conversations with her. Of course I did. Of course I did before we even interacted with each other. I said, "Hey, I'm not a young guy. I'm an older guy. I don't know if you'd want to, get involved and hang out, because we met in Canada or in Seattle. And we went out to a club and we had some drinks and we're having a good time. We're dancing, having a blast. I thought I was going to be connecting with somebody else, and at the club, and it turned out to work out between us. And and I was kind of like, I felt a little kind of weird, but I told her girlfriend too. I said, hey, I'm a little old, but she likes you. I said, I understand that. That's cool, but I don't think this is going to connect. I don't know. I just felt uncomfortable in the beginning, and I made it clear. And then we ended up hanging out that night and having a good time. And then the next day she left. She went back to Canada, and I went my way. And then we had a good connection, so we could communicated, and then um, we talked a little bit. New Year's was coming up, and she didn't have any plans. And I said, if you want to come on out, I'll fly you out. Come out to the Bay Area, and we'll hang out. Stay at my place. We'll have a good time. And I think that took a lot because from one time connecting one time, and then to fly all the way out across, cross country, and then stay with me for 4 days. Like I told her, you don't know what you're walking into. You don't know who I am, right? You know me from a nightclub and you know me from a hotel, but other than that, she just said she felt a good intuition of coming out, and she did. And we had a blast. We laughed, we talked, we ate, we drank dinner, we drank, and we had a good New Year's party, and we had a blast. And one thing led to another, and then we had a good time. And I think we only had one spit spat, and that was it. And we connected. So I think everything went fine. And then she flew back, and we've still connecting. And I'm going to a wedding in Hawaii, and I was telling her it's in May, and she said, I want to come. Can I come with you? I said, sure. So she's going to fly out, and we're going to go to Hawaii, but I'm sure we'll see each other a few more times before then. So it seems to be working in the right direction. So it's good.
Do you think that sometimes people act like they have a problem with your relationship with somebody much younger than you, but maybe internally they're jealous? Like some people don't have the guts to go out in public with somebody much younger or older than them. But
Yeah.
here you are, you got the guts to go out there and be like, fuck all y'all. Like, I'm still going to do it. Like, do you
Right.
think people are jealous?
I think it could be a combination, but then again, I think the stigma behind it, the taboo behind it, for women, for men, like I said, I get a lot of praise. For women, it's like, you shouldn't be doing that, and I think that's where the jealousy comes in from the women. But like I said before, the men, they're like, dude, oh man, you're knocking it out of the park, man. Good job, dude. Man, cool, man. But for women, it's just different. And like I said, I'm a feminist, so it's important for me to understand that point of view also. But
What about you, Shalina? Have you? I mean, you ever? Let's put it this way: do you have an age gap where you would meet?
Draw the line?
Yeah. Where do you draw the line at your age gap, or do women have that first?
I think they do.
Well, my perspective is because I grew up without a dad, I always craved that male attention, that male love, that male figure in my life because I never had one. So, in my opinion, the biggest age gap I might have is maybe 15 years. I don't know if I could go more than that. That doesn't mean I don't have friends who are more than 15 years behind. But in terms of a relationship, 10 years, I don't even think about it. 10 years is nothing for me. Anything over 10 years, I'll be like, because I'm nearly 30, the person's going to be nearly 40. Do I want to be with somebody who's close to 45? And then I think, well, I personally want children. But there are women who don't want children. That's why they don't care about the age gap.
Right.
Some people think that, if you have, if a woman's younger and the man's older, and then they have children, they think, the man's so much older, he's going to die. So you're being selfish because who's going to look after the kids? But then maybe some women who aren't going to be having children, they don't see it like that. And even women who are planning to, maybe they don't see it like that. I feel like society sits there and judges you for what you do behind closed doors. That pisses me off. Like, why?
Yeah.
How does this affect you?
Yeah.
Like, it's not happening to you. So why does this affect you?
Right. And it affects a lot of people. It can affect a lot of people. You know what I mean? And it's even family. So I'm going to see how on the other side of my family reacts when I bring this gal to Hawaii, because they know you know what I mean? That's another thing. And I told the gal, I don't know if you want, are you sure? She goes, I don't mind if you don't mind. And I know my family. They would say, she's family. If she's with you, she's good. I respect that. If I knew there would be any tension, I would say, nah, I don't think it's a good idea. But I'm at the point now in my life where I'm 53 and I'm going to enjoy myself. Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it's easy for a guy to say age is just a number. Who cares? Just go out and have a blast. I mean, when you see life the way we should see life, which we're only here for a short period of time, we should enjoy every minute of it.
Yeah, I agree.
And we should be thankful for everything we got, because we're here today. We could be gone tomorrow.
Yes.
And I don't want no regrets.
Yes.
And I think that's what's getting me over the hump from dating a younger gal. Um, I honestly, truly, I think that's how I really feel. I feel that that's what's going to make me excel as a human being. Yeah, now unfortunately, well, I have the means to take care of somebody and have a good time.
Yes.
I have a good position in my I own my company. I can do several things. That doesn't mean I'm going to be flamboyant and dump a bunch of money into somebody. I know already how that works. I've already had two wives.
Yes.
I'm enjoying the single life, and I'm
Yes.
enjoying managing my money. I'm sure not going to go out with a young girl and just start throwing money out. No, 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 no. It's got to be something a lot more than just that. You know.
But
Um,
that's what they think when younger girls date older guys. Sometimes people assume, oh, she's for the money. Like the most
exactly.
common assumption is
Yeah.
for the money. Like, what if it wasn't for the money? What if she's genuinely interested in the guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like who the F determines who's genuine apart from the two people
Right.
who are seeing each other? Why does society sit there figuring out who's genuine? Like, look at your own marriage before you start
Right.
at somebody else's.
Well,
And
even now it's like I've been married for 20 years, and when I first met my wife, she was about 16, 17 years of age. I'm 3 years older than her, and I met her, and she was just extremely hot to me. You know, what I mean, I just had to go out and talk to her, and I've always everybody everywhere we go, like I always looked a lot older than what my age is. And when they see me with my wife, I'm like, what is this guy doing with this young girl? You know, because my wife looks really young. She looks like she could be in her 20s and she's 40, you know? So I
yeah.
get a lot of, I get those looks, you know what I mean? But it's whatever, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm grateful to have a beautiful wife and respects me and I respect her. And it's all good, you know. But yeah, I wonder what she thinks though. I wonder what your girl thinks, Brown, because I don't
About
know. I mean, well, in her perspective, like, does she really care if she goes out, and does she put her mind or concern about what other people think when you're out there with her? You know?
that good question because I ask her that, and I probably ask her that too much because she gets upset. She says, "I'm an adult. I know what I'm doing,"
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
and she says, "No one tells me what to do, so I make my own decisions." And she
yeah.
got mad at me. She said, "Hey, you know what? You need to leave it alone, man, because it's a turnoff. Because I'm here with you, and I'm with you, and that's it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know." So I was getting the vibe. So I've been backing up little by little because I would talk myself out of the relationship. I know I would. I keep bug. That's like if me and Shalina were going out all the time. I say, "You sure you want to go out? Man, I'm pretty fucking old. I don't think you want to hang out with me." But yet me and you, when we hang out, we have a blast.
yeah,
We travel, we eat good, we eat.
yeah,
We have a blast and we have a good time. And in her mindset is, I enjoy being with you. I've dated
yeah,
younger guys, and younger guys were always about themselves. They never understood what I wanted. They never did the things that I did to her, and they were more about, a few other things. And that made me feel comfortable because I told her in the beginning too. I said, "Hey, I'm a man. I'm not a boy. I don't need your attention every second of the day. If you don't call me for a day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 days, I don't care. I got a job. I got a company. I'm moving forward with my business. I don't need to have you calling me every day, you know." And
What
sorry,
timing?
there she
What?
is. um, and I don't need that, and I think that's what she loves the most is that, you know, the other guys would always call her, "Where are you? What are you doing? Who are you with?" And me, she's all, "I'm going to go out with my girlfriends, have a blast, have a good time, drive safe, be careful, call me tomorrow. I don't, whatever you're going to do, just call me in a day or two." And I recall telling her one time, her girlfriend came over. Her girlfriend was, her and her girlfriend were, going over some stuff, and her girlfriend was going to spend the night, and her girlfriend had her kids over and everything like that. I said, "Hey," it was on a Saturday night. I remember I was telling her, I go, "Hey, you know what? Call me next week. Have fun with your friends. Call me next week." And I got a what with a bunch of exclamation. "What's the matter? What's going on?" And I'm all, "Hey, hey, hey, no, don't get it twisted. I'm just saying, if you're with your friends, spend time with your friends and enjoy yourself. And then when you got time, call me. Well, I'll call you later tonight. All right. I'm just saying, you know,
Yes.
and I think that's what she likes about me is because I'm not crawling all over her. I'm not asking her, where are you? What are you doing? Well, how come you didn't call me? Or, this or that. Listen, I'm too big for that shit. I don't need to, play the what are you doing game, And I told her, and I don't like that game either. If I tell you I'm working or I'm busy, I'm working and I'm busy, you know. So, I think the understanding there is what I like more than anything.
Do
So
you
I'm
think?
reading. I'm sorry, Shalina.
Sorry, go for it. Go for it.
No, I've just pulled up something right here regarding statistics of younger women dating older men, and it says 50%, 56% of younger women prefer dating older men. 30% like men who are 5 to 9 years older than them, and 14% like men who are more than 10 years older than them. Typically, men match with women between 1 to 3 years of age. That's what I'm pulling up right here. So, I mean, those are the numbers. 56% of younger women prefer dating older men. So
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
The same. I'm in the dating game right now, and I could never date a guy younger than me. Just even by a day, I can't do it. I feel like their mother. I don't know why. One day, I just cannot.
why? Really?
uh,
Why? I mean,
no, no.
I want to know. I want to know this.
I listen to these dating site, these men that put out information, and they say that it doesn't work for a woman that way. If a woman is 45 years old or older and she's got a good job and she's got a career, she will never think of dating a guy younger than her.
Right.
Never, never.
Sometimes I feel like I'm so elevated spiritually, personally,
Right.
and spiritually that I'm looking for somebody who's like an old soul.
Hmm.
That's what I'm craving. That's what I'm looking for. And there are guys my age, but some of them, sometimes they're so immature. And then
Right.
but most of my friends, and I realize this, I don't know if this is daddy issues coming out here or not. Most of my guy friends are like, at least 5, 6, 7 years older than me. But I didn't choose that. It just happened. I was just naturally attracted to them. And then when
Yeah.
I'm looking for guys, if I'm 29, I'm happy to go up to a guy who's like 39 or 38. But I'm okay with that. But I was going to ask you, do you think you're not that, psychopath in a relationship because maybe you've had daughters? Does that make a difference in your relationship now because or the age gap or how you treat the girl because she's much younger than you? Anything to
No,
do with that you got daughters?
no. Well, yes, yes, because of the fact of I would hope that if somebody was older that dated my daughter, would have the same respect, right?
Mm.
I'm not a disrespectful individual. Like I said in the beginning when we first connected, I, you need to make sure you know what you're doing because this is how old I am and this is what I'm capable of, and you need to understand that. And I made it very, very, very clear. Um, from the first time we met to where she started to get really close to me, and I was like, "Whoa, what are you doing? Can't do that."
Mm.
To connecting that night, we had a blast. Just I felt like I was a kid again because it was just energy was just flowing, right?
Mm.
It's that chemistry and the chemistry from kissing to touching to feeling to everything. I was just like, wow, this is phenomenal, right? It's like the euphoria that goes through your body.
Yeah.
Um, and then when we connected and everything was going well, I was like, wow. And she felt the same way. And then and then after that, the next day, I gave her a hug and a kiss and said goodbye. And hey, here's my, let's connect, let's talk a little bit. And then that's when it just kept going and going and going and going. And even to this day, we talk every day. She'll call me, 3 or 4 times a day, and we talk and we communicate. But I told her, in order, you have to live your life, and if you find somebody, you meet somebody, utilize it. I mean, don't throw it away because you just don't never know. And the more friends you have, the better you're going to be. Because you never know. I mean, the person you may not think you're going to be with might be right in front of your face and you don't even know it, right?
Mm. Mm.
And then when one day it connects and you're like, wow, man, this is kind of special. Or hey, he mentioned this, or I it's just it just happens. Things happen, right? And
Yeah.
it was funny because they said they were on their way out to where um to the Seattle area. They were talking about how things were going their way and this and that and that and this and and then all of a sudden I come in and I'm kind of a breath of fresh air and telling them how they should live their life and what they
Mm,
should focus on and don't limit yourself to one individual. You should have two or three friends because you never know. Um, and that's kind of how it all started. It was a total organic meet in the hotel lobby, and it was just completely organic. I wasn't at a bar. I wasn't drinking. I was literally sitting in the hotel at 7:30 in the morning, doing paperwork for a project I was working on. And they walked in from the rain, and I looked at them and said, "Hey, take your coats off, grab a cup of coffee, and sit by the fire." And then I went back to my paper, and they looked at me like I was crazy. Like, do you work here? I go, no, I'm just doing some paperwork, but you just look like you need someone to tell you what to do. And then that broke the ice, right? And then after that, we were laughing and talking for hours. Then I said, hey, it was nice to meet you, ladies. If you guys are around, I'll buy you a drink or dinner later. No, we're going back to Canada. Okay, have a safe trip. Nice to meet you. I went up to my room. I said bye to the front desk lady. I went to my room. I get to my room 10 minutes later. I get a phone call. Hey, they want you to come back down. I'm all, who does? Mr. Castillo, those girls that you were talking to. I said, okay, I'll come back down. So I went back down and they said, hey, thank you for the words of encouragement. Thank you for all your knowledge and talking to us. And then I said, God, I wish you girls were staying. I go, because I'd love to buy you a drink and we could talk more about it. Next thing you know, they said, no, we got to leave. And next thing you know, I get a call at 7 o'clock at night. And they're like, hey, we decided to stay. Let's have dinner and drinks.
wow.
And that's how it started, you know. So it was interesting. It was a cool time. But and then just kind of carrying on from there. And we developed a good relationship, a good friendship is what I should say.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
and had a blast. So,
mm.
but
Flip, I got a question for Flip that just came to my mind. You were saying that when you and your wife go out, people sort of look at you because you look older than her. How does that make you feel uncomfortable? Have you ever said anything to anybody, or what are the thoughts that go through your mind? Is that something that always happens when you go out with your wife?
Well, unfortunately, yeah, it always happens. Always. Market, wherever we go, it always happens. And to make it even worse, when I have my two sons with me, they're as tall as I am, and so she's surrounded by three guys. You know what I mean? It's like, who are these guys? You know what I mean? Like, it's funny.
Yeah.
And even then, my oldest son, I guess his friend, mentioned, hey, is that your mom, or your sister, So my wife looks young. She's gorgeous, and it kind of bothers me a little bit, but then it doesn't so much. I kind of like ignore it because I'm that type of person. Like, I really don't give a damn what other people think. And I always told my wife that, don't care what they think. I don't care. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and that's that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and my wife, on the other hand, is probably like, it bothers her a little bit. She doesn't like that attention. You know what I mean? But I don't care. I always mention it. Don't worry about it. You can't
Mm,
always make everybody happy. Just forget about it. But yeah, it happens all the time.
mm, And what about you, Big Brown? When you're out and then people are staring, how does that make you feel? Do you feel the need to say something? Do you feel like asking them what the fuck are you looking at? Do you?
no, I don't. I don't. No, I never feel that way. I just at first when she flew back out, we went out a few places. I was afraid to hold her hand or get near her. I
Ooh,
wasn't afraid. I was just like, we'd walk side by side because I
yeah,
was like, it was like baby steps, right? And then
yeah.
every now and then she'd grab my arm, you know, and then we'd walk and go and then have dinner. And then we'd get up. And then I really, I didn't want to hold her hand or I didn't, I don't want to say I didn't. I did, but I was like, you know, so I
Mm,
kind of felt that a little bit. But I think the next time when we go, I don't think there's going to be an issue. I think, I think I'm well over that stigma, or I'm well over feeling uncomfortable, because it's not fair to her either, right? She's
yeah.
traveling to come see me, and that's like if you flew across from Australia to come visit me. We're out hanging out at a nightclub or a bar, or we're just going shopping at the mall, and we're just walking side by side. You're like, I could imagine what's going through your mind, right? I flew all the way to see this fucking guy, and he's not even going to hold my hand, you know,
Mm,
or He doesn't feel like we're connected, or maybe he's ashamed, or but I think that feeling that it's getting old because of our conversations we have at night and the conversations that we have during the daytime. And she feels, I mean, if she feels comfortable enough to go with me to Hawaii and to a wedding with my family, then she's got to feel real comfortable, right?
Yeah, that's what you think.
Well,
So,
she's probably in the same reason for as you are. She's
yeah,
single. She wants to have a good time.
yeah,
She's
yeah,
enjoying her life.
yeah,
She's not. I don't want to insult her. She's not being trampy. Okay, I'm not
right, right,
saying that. I'm not saying.
yeah,
I'm saying she respects herself. She respects you. She her personality and her character comes out.
right,
Classy, whatever. Then by all means,
yeah,
go out with her, have fun. She's out there to
yeah,
have fun too. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But I want to ask you, Brown, because we talked about this, brother. Are you thinking a serious relationship with
No,
this woman?
no, I can't. I like,
Why about you?
I like where I'm at. I'm in a good position in my life.
Because
Mm,
I'm just saying because it's a distance between you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's another thing. Well, you know what? I've learned to come to say that you can never say never. Never say never.
mm.
I don't know. It could transpire into something. You're right. Are those my intentions? I haven't thought about it that much. I haven't, because we've only gone out a few times, right? There's no way that I'm gonna say, yeah, you know what? Let's get serious. I've only gone out with her the first night and then New Year's for 4 nights. I like where we're at. I kind of like being here, and I kind of like for her to be over there, right?
Not to
I'm
be
just
mean, but
I'm not
I,
being mean. I just
yeah,
think for right now,
yeah.
because I just got out of a relationship, I just want to have fun. I want to enjoy myself, and I want her to have fun. And that now, like I said, if this thing goes on for a while, then who knows what could happen. So yeah, maybe I don't know. I
Do you
just
think?
want to.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Do you think women get judged a lot for having substantial age gaps if they're older? Like if a woman was like 20, 30 years older than
Yeah,
a guy,
yeah,
they would get judged a lot more, don't you think? Like it's almost socially acceptable for a man to be older. No,
right.
well, you'll receive comments, but not as much. But as soon as a woman's older, they
Yeah,
a whole heap of other comments. Even when she's 5 years older or 6 years older, it already starts.
yeah, yeah,
Generally, the men's usually older.
yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Because I think it's ridiculous. If men can do it, women can too.
I'm with you, but statistics show that they'll get more criticism. It's
Yes.
not socially accepted for an older woman to go out with a younger guy. And
Why?
I made that comment with my ex-wife. I said I had made a comment at a function, and I said, hey, man, man, you guys need to be like Stella, get your groove back. You guys need to go to the Bahamas and get some young dude, right? And they got mad. The girls got mad at me. They're like, why would we go do something stupid like that? And I go, I was just making conversation, you know. Leave me alone, Jack. But
Oh,
but I was like, why would, because women don't think that way. I don't think they do. I don't think that. Well, and you made that comment because
yeah,
you said you wouldn't date a guy a day younger than you because you feel like you're more nurturing than him or more mature than him.
yes.
And for guys, we like that. I think honestly, I think for a man, and Flip, you let me know, but for a man, it's socially accepted to do that, to have a younger woman. Older
It is.
men want younger wives or girlfriends. That's automatic.
But it's
It's
a
like,
And
plus when it's the other way around. It's a plus for the younger guy to look at have an older woman too. So but
I don't
men
know.
men
I don't
dig
know.
it, but women
Yeah,
don't.
yeah,
This is
but
exactly.
men make the assumption that if they're dating an older woman, she's more experienced. That's usually the number one plus point I hear is, oh, she's more experienced in bed, and that's why they like older women. And I was like,
Mm,
whoa, I've heard that a few times. What do you think?
Um, yeah. I've never heard that. I've never have. But I've heard almost like like a cougar or a sugar mama, where she may be loaded with a bunch of money, and
Yes.
that's the only reason why she got that dude. It could be. And in my mind, don't get it wrong. There's got to be some value one way or another, right?
Mm.
Now, it may be monetary value for an older man with a younger woman because she wants to be treated right and she wants to get taken care of. And so I don't feel that I'm part of that category because um, physically I can do anything a younger man can do.
Hey.
Right?
There you
I'm
go.
confident. I'm confident.
Hey.
I'm not. I'm not. And probably better. I know I'm better, but so I don't feel that trade off. Now I'm not loaded. I don't have a shit ton of money. I ain't got a Lambo in the driveway. I don't have it. I'm just a hardworking guy that loves to have fun, and we laugh and we have a good time. And I think most women, that's what they want: someone to have a good time with and to laugh and have a connection. And you got to be good in all aspects, right?
Mm-mm-mm.
So I think I mean, let me ask you that: is that important to have someone that's humorous, that takes care of you, that pampers you? But my big thing is too, and I made it very clear to this one: if you want to be treated like a queen, you must take care of the king,
Uh-huh. That's how it
right?
should. That's how it should be. You
Right?
look like they're your king.
Right? If you want to
Yes.
be treated like a queen, you got to take care of the king.
Yes.
King, and
Yes.
I made that very, very clear in the in when she came out and so on and so forth. It's not that she said anything negative or different. I'm just saying that's the way I operate.
Uh-huh.
And I like to have a clear communication of what I like and what I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And I expect her or any female to do the same thing. Yeah, it's all communication, and it's all in perception of how you ask, or how you want something, or how you need something.
That's right.
Um, and you got to have value. You got to have some value to me in my book. You know,
We got a question. We got a question from one of the viewers.
Mhm.
What is the panel's thoughts on an open relationship? Does having an open relation come with any side effects? What do you guys think? Flip, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
um, open relationship, huh? Wow. Being married. The only thing I could say about open relationships, if you're married, I can only speak on that behalf. I mean, you got to be honest and respectful to one another. That's what you know. My wife and I, we have that respect, and
So you have an open
I mean,
relationship, you and your wife.
I believe so. I believe so. We
I
have
don't know if you understand the question, Flip.
well, not open to the fact that we're open to other relationships.
That's what the
Other
question is.
No, I'm not. Open relationship meaning
He's
we're
old. I'm sorry.
respectful.
Sorry,
No,
people.
I
He's
get the
old. He don't
question.
understand.
No, I get the question.
Oh, shit.
Followed by opening relation, outside the relation, outside my marriage. No,
Okay, that was
no.
a question.
But as far as being open with each other and being respectful for one another, yeah, we are.
No.
But for Brown, that's a
I,
whole different story, man.
well, because for me, understanding the question is, do I think it's okay if she can date other guys and then I can date other girls? And what comes with the side effects? I think feelings getting hurt will come more with the side effects from
Yes.
either party. I think
Well,
because
well, well. I'm sorry to cut you off. See, Brown. See, let me just say this. I'm sorry, but
Here we go.
here we go, guys.
Here we
Okay,
go.
so this is my thought about this. If in fact I was dating my wife and we weren't dating, we were not married and we were dating, okay, and this is fact. Here's the thing. I feel that if you're in boyfriend girlfriend doesn't really matter to me. It's like yeah, you should have that respect to each other and everything. You know what I mean? But I told my wife in the past, you know what? I feel that boyfriend and girlfriend, it's not an open relationship, but it's not serious. Serious, I guess. You know what I mean? Like we're not married, so I'm not saying it's okay to go outside your relationship, but then again, it's just I mean that's how I feel. I
Well,
mean,
and that's why I'm saying I think the side effects that come with it is that you better be prepared, because there's going to be a time, if you have an open relationship, there's going to be a time where someone may do something a little bit different to make her feel a little bit more leaning that way than your way. And it's just one of those things. I think an open relationship can be very
dangerous.
could be. It could be, but then, some people like that. Some people like that whole concept of being able to do what they want as long as they're
I think
respectful.
it's only
You know,
if it's a mutual thing between the two,
yeah,
then by all means it's going to work
hmm
out the way
yeah.
they want it to work out. But if it's one sided, then I don't think the relationship will work out.
Well, that's not an open relationship then.
Well, I just don't think
That's
it.
a cheater.
I just don't think that's work
uh,
out. You know what I
but
mean?
now, perfect example. I mean, I need to have and I've had that conversation with this one. I've said, hey man, you should have five. I joke. I say, hey, you better check with your boyfriend if you can go to Hawaii. And she'll start laughing. What boyfriend? I'm just saying that you might have a boyfriend. You might have two. I told you in the beginning. There's no law. There's no rule says you can't have more than one friend. You know, but
Right.
I mean, who's to say I don't run into somebody tomorrow, right? I don't know. You just don't know. And
Yeah,
I'm
but
am I,
you guys are see. I do you consider yourself boyfriend and girlfriend? No, right?
I don't think so.
So that shouldn't be a problem. That shouldn't be an issue of
Right.
you talking to another female, right?
Yeah. I don't think so.
Or her talking to another male.
Yeah.
It's just, it's okay, because you guys are not in a
Right.
serious relationship.
Right.
You know,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'm with you on that. I agree
What
on
what do
that.
you what do you think? What do you think, Selena?
Me,
Yeah.
I'm so possessive. If I'm with a
Are
guy,
you?
he looks at another chick, hey, we're gonna have problems.
Are you serious?
Looking at somebody else.
That's
If
my
I'm
dude. That's my dude.
is on me, your
The
attention.
claws come out. The claws
We
comes
haven't
out.
come. Oh yeah, I got long nails, man. You best believe there's gonna be some problems.
Really? You're a possessive individual. I never would have thought that of you. I really never would have thought that of you.
You know why? Because when I'm in a relationship, my man is my king. Like
There you go.
he's my man. Like
Right.
he's who I care about. He's the one I'm looking at. He's the one I'm supporting.
Right.
So if I don't get that back,
Right.
you guys, we're gonna have issues.
It's got to
And
reciprocate.
if
Yeah.
I'm going out and about and I'm somewhere and he starts looking at somebody else, oh my God, I will drop him like it's hot. It's not even gonna burn me. Like,
That's funny.
I don't care if other people around me are in an open relationship. That's none of my business. But me personally, especially when it comes to the intimacy and the sex and all
Right.
that,
Right.
like if I'm spending my nights with you, hell
Right.
no, you're gonna go be having the same fun with somebody else. You
Right.
want to do that, you can leave and you let the door hit your ass on the way out. You don't have to come back.
Let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
Hey, I'm possessive, not possessive like a psycho, but I want to get what I give in return.
Right.
That's what I want. If me and my mind and my heart, I feel like I'm giving all
Right.
this. I feel like I got so much love and time and effort and whatever to offer, but I'm not getting them back. No.
Right.
way.
And that's important. Everything's got to reciprocate.
Yes.
So I'm all about the reciprocating on that effect. Now, and that, getting back to the question though, I think that's the side effects is that as long as it reciprocates, it's okay. If your partner says I want to have an open relationship and you just agree upon it, but you don't do nothing and she does, that's where the feelings get hurt. Right.
Mhm. But the side
Yeah.
effects would be jealousy, rage, resentment. It might also even feel like you're inadequate.
Yeah.
You don't feel enough for a person.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
why do you need an open relationship? If you want an open relationship, just don't fucking get in a relationship to begin with. Go have fun
Right.
with multiple people. Why do you have
Right.
to top down one person and then be like, oh yeah, here's another few people that I feel like doing this with. Like, go do what you want to do, but I just don't see the point of being in a relationship then. Like, what do you want the best of both worlds?
Right.
It's like you want this, you want
Yeah.
all the things that a relationship should be offering, but then you want to go and do the other things and act like you're single. Like that to
Right.
me, I can't do that.
Right.
Like for me, it's 1-to-1. Like
But
two
then
people together.
but then it comes
She
down
said
to
two people
also
together, dog.
that if the woman makes the guy happy, you know, you shouldn't go out. You know what I mean? It's just, you shouldn't be dating anybody. If the woman makes you happy, you guys are dating each other, and you guys feel comfortable. You got that comfort level. Then why even bother going or dating other people outside your relationship?
Some people are like that though, man. That's like it's a good example. It's like COVID. Some people believe in getting the shot, some people don't. You got to
Yeah.
respect everybody, right? And
Yeah.
and that's where that comes in. Um, I guess another question. How would the panel define love? I think I think that's a great question. I think I would define love as far as reciprocating. Um, I believe in if I give 100%, I would like to get 100% back. And I think that's where you're going to define your love is whatever you put in, you get out of. And they say that's wrong because they say if it's love, then you shouldn't have to do anything. It should just automatically be there. But it's got to reciprocate, right? If me and Shalina are always going out and I'm always taking care of her and I'm making sure she has coffee in the morning and I make her breakfast and then she says, "Hey, I'm going to make you lunch, honey, or I'll make you dinner." That's reciprocating, and that's what love
Yes.
is.
Yes.
It's you're not keeping track; you're just taking care of that individual. And I
Yes.
think I think that's I think that's what I lacked in my last marriage. There was nothing that reciprocated, and it would drive me nuts. I
Did
would
you?
take her all over the world, and I would tell her. I would tell her. I said, "Hey, it would drive me nuts because you never say thank you for anything." And her response would be, "Well, I shouldn't have to. I'm your wife." Wrong,
Well, yeah,
wrong,
Red
wrong.
no,
Red flags.
flag.
And
Mm-mm.
that was the beginning of the end when I heard that. And I said, no, everybody loves to hear thank you. Everybody loves to hear your, just, and she's all, why should I have to blow your horn and make you feel special? Because you're my
Mm.
wife. You
yeah,
should make me want to do more for you.
right.
Um,
I agree on that.
so to answer that question, define love. I think love is something that reciprocates. It goes back and forth.
Yes.
You take care of me, I take care of you. I compliment you. You don't have to compliment. I don't think I'm the best. I'm far from good looking guy, but I think my personality and my charisma and how I handle my chivalry, how I just cater to women and take care of them because I love women. I think that goes a long way. I think that helps quite a bit. Open doors, seat them first, and just take care of. I believe in that old chivalry. I'm an old soul too. I believe in taking care of a woman and make her she's treated right. But I
Mhm.
also I don't ask, but I also make sure that she understands. You want to be a queen, you got to take care of the key.
That's right.
You
What
know,
do you think, Flip? What is your definition of love?
Well, I agree with Brown. I really do agree all of it, 100%. I think also it has to do with understanding. I sometimes look at my marriage, and I'm not perfect, but I kind of think about our relationship over the years and what has led us to where we're at now. And I think it's just communication. I kind of, like we talked, me and Brown. I think if you make that person feel loved and make that person laugh at times, and yeah, you have sad times together and experience that together, I think that's love. I think that's you're growing together, you
Mm.
know. And I look at it, our my marriage with my wife, and I asked her this afternoon. I said, we've been together for so long and we understand each other. We love one another, and that's what love is all about: understanding, communicating, and feeling right with each other. Yeah, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes too, and she's made, you know what I mean. We're not perfect, but I'm not saying we have a perfect marriage, but we respect each other, and I love her for it. She's a great mother, and a great wife. She's very loyal, and she's like I told Brown the other day. I was like, dude, my wife. He's like, hey, does your wife get mad because you play video games every now and then? I'm like, oh man, my wife, she's cool, bro. I go, my wife's cool. It's just, she's for me a beautiful wife, a beautiful housewife that I adore. And and I shouldn't be taken for granted. So I watch where I step. and I made my mistakes in the past, but I I give her hats down. Total love, communication, respect, and understanding.
Yeah,
Then,
that's important.
what role does physical proximity play with regards to sustaining a relationship? Well, I need my man right next to me, so I can't do long distance relationships. Just saying, but that's
Neither
me.
can I. Yeah, I couldn't do that. I
Can't.
couldn't do that either.
No,
No.
physicality is important to me. If I'm understanding the question correctly, it does. It means the world to me. But you also got to remember, I'm in this position right now only because I'm recently divorced. So
Yes.
I kind of like the elbow room, right? My son said it best, Dad. Now it's time for you to do you. Because I was married at 19. I was married for 20 something years, 22
Yeah.
years, 21 years, and then I got a divorce, and then I waited 2 years, and I remarried again for another 7 years, but I was with them for another 10. And now it's my time.
Yes.
So I respect when he told me that, because if I think about it and I go back and I look, I've taken care of somebody for over 35 years. I've taken
That's
care
a
of
long
somebody and
time.
never took care of myself.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. And that's what I want to do. And I happen to run into this young lady, and I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing what I
Mm.
want to do, you know. But the physical aspect of it is important. You got
But
to
that,
commute. What's that?
sorry, I was going to say sometimes, even in your relationships, no matter how long they are, sometimes you're physically together, but you're still not physically together. And that really,
Physically together and mentally not. Exactly.
yeah,
Spiritually not. Yeah.
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 And there's a proximity at that point as well, because
Yeah.
you're together, but there's nothing there. Do
Yeah.
you do you feel like I don't think the word is lost, but I'm going to go with that for now. Do you feel like you lost yourself in a way looking after somebody else for so long, and now you're doing you? Does that feel strange? Does it feel weird? Does it feel refreshing?
It feels refreshing to do me. But no, you know what? I've always been a giver, though. I love kids. I've always been a giver. I've never been selfish. I always wanted to make sure my family had the best of the best,
Yeah.
right? When my first marriage came, I bought a nice big house, ski boats, houseboat, dirt bikes.
Yeah.
I bought everything. We had a blast. I love the whole family concept. And then it didn't work out. Done. No problem. I reconnected with a new one, and it was almost like retooling myself. I had to retool myself because the first wife did everything for me. I just focused on work. The second wife didn't do anything for me. I had to wash my own clothes. I did all my stuff, and it was good for me to retool myself.
Right.
But what I didn't like is that, um, and don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say it was I was great and she was bad. I'm sure I was bad. There's always two sides to the story, but it was just the whole concept of retooling, the whole concept of just doing everything on my own. Even when my kids would come and see me, they're like, "Oh my God, you do dishes? You do your own laundry? You fold your own clothes? What the is going on?" Because I never did that before, you
Uh,
know. And it was almost like I learned how to gain my own independence,
yeah.
and it was interesting because of the fact of it was a new me, right? I never did that stuff. I didn't know how to. I didn't do any of it. So, but I got paid back for everything I did. I trust me with the second one. So I'm just happy I'm in the position to where I'm still alive. Everybody.
Mhm.
Whoa.
No, I'm just joking. But I just like the fact that everything is moving in the right direction. You know,
Mm.
and but I've learned a lot. I've learned tremendous amounts. And then the other thing that I think in every relationship that we haven't touched base on is the sexual side. You know, that's an important one because you got to be compatible.
Oh,
You have to be compatible. I don't care how good you look. I don't care how bad you look. If there's no compatibility in that arena, it's a tough one. You got to like what you're looking at. I'm the same way. I got to like what I'm looking at, you know. And
Mhm.
you know, and some people can put a filter on.
Did they have a few drinks?
Yeah, you know, but I mean, but then again, and I think for a woman, it's a little different. I think for a woman, if a man makes you feel good, and he may not, you know, if he can make a woman feel good and make her laugh and make her feel comfortable, they become more attractive to a mediocre guy than they would a fucking hot guy. You know, I mean, you tell me, what do you think?
I agree. I've come across some very good looking men, and you start talking to them, you're talking to a brick wall. And
Exactly.
I just,
It's the vice versa for me too. I mean,
Yeah.
if you see a nice looking girl and you say even hi or whatever, and they just brush you off like nothing. I mean, like,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
whatever,
yeah.
all
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
you know.
What are you saying hi for girls for?
No,
Why are
I'm
you
just
saying?
saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, hypothetically, if you see a beautiful girl, you say hello. You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying?
No.
So,
Hey, I can talk to anybody. Honestly, truly, I can, and I think that's what makes me a little unique because it doesn't matter where I'm at. I mean, like I said, I could be in a hotel at 7:30 in the morning, pouring rain, girls walking. I can say, "Hey, what's going?" I can chop it up. We will laugh our ass off for 45 minutes, and I think that's where some women find that attractive.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I'm the I'm. You know what? I'm like Brown and we're open people. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just in our blood. We're just open people, so we kind of communicate with people really well.
Yeah.
So when I say hello, it's just coming natural. Hello, you know, it's
Exactly.
not like, you know what I mean. It's
Yeah.
I can lead on with the conversation like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
So, and then there's other people that can't. You know,
Right.
they're quiet or they're stuck in the corner somewhere. You know what I mean. But
Yeah. My
Mm.
friendliness, I'm probably well, when I was married to my second wife, she would get upset because she said I was just too friendly.
I've
You
been
know,
told.
you know, and I'm like, I go, what are you talking about? She goes, well, you told my friend she looked good in that hat. I go, yeah, so what? She goes, that came out
Yes.
kind of wrong, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's your friend, and you're right next to me. And I go, girl, you wear that hat well. Is that?
Maybe she's not jealous.
I don't
Maybe
know.
she felt like you don't compliment her, but you're complimenting her friend. So it's
No,
like,
I've
okay.
always complimented my second wife. I was always infatuated with her. It just never reciprocated, you know. And there was never a thank you, and there was never, and that's okay. I'm okay. I learned, so that's
Yeah.
why I'm saying I'm a well-rounded individual now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm well-rounded. There's nothing that's going to come across these eyes to make me go, oh yeah. I'm not going to fall into that trap, or I'm not going to get sucked into this, or you know, I'm just not going to do that. But I know but I am a giver, and I believe in having fun. I mean, and enjoying yourself. So if I know I'm gonna have a good time with Flip, I'm gonna say, Flip, get on a plane, get out here, let's go out and have dinner, let's go have a blast. Or Shalina, get out here to California, let's take you to LA. I'm gonna show you the Bay Area, you're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna show you a good time, and we're gonna have a blast.
Yeah.
Nothing may ever come out of it, but that's just who I am. And if something comes out of it, good. You know,
Yeah.
that's just how I operate. You know.
Something that I hate is when people say, "Oh, looks don't matter." I think that's the biggest load of shit. We're all vain to an extent. Like, you can't tell me looks don't matter. You are naturally attracted to things you see. Like, before you even talk to a person, you're gonna see them.
Right.
Like, you are gonna be thinking something when you see the person.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see somebody you're not attracted to and then think, "Oh, maybe after I talk to them, I might start getting attracted." That's not usually the thought process.
I don't.
Uh,
you know what? I'm sorry, but I have to disagree.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta like what I'm looking at. Now,
Well,
that probably
yeah.
that
I
probably
agree
don't
to that.
reciprocate the other way, but
I agree that way. You know what I mean?
but we're gonna have a lot of fun. Trust me.
But it's just I
Uh,
don't know. Like in the past, in my past, I mean, I wasn't always this big. You know what I mean. But I wasn't always good looking or either. You know what I mean. So like, but I don't know. I feel that if you have that communication with that person, it's gonna work out.
well,
I
that's
think
that's
so.
the attraction. There's got to be some attraction
But yeah, it's got to
somewhere,
be
right?
yeah,
There's
it
got to
does.
be an
It does.
attraction, man.
There's
I'm,
something there.
yeah,
Well, you
something's
ask my
there.
wife then, see what she tells you.
Hey, bring her on. Bring her on out. Like
Hi,
Jerry.
Mikey.
Yeah, we're like Jerry Springer. Bring her on out. God damn it. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
these are interesting topics because now when we look at this way, now let's do um, culture in the dating. Now, if you think about it, in Mexico and in Mexicans, um, and I'm part Mexican and part Portuguese, but in Mexico, when you go to Mexico, that's all you see is older men that got money with young wives.
Yeah.
It's accepted. It's accepted. Um, and I don't know how it is in India. Is that accepted? An older man with a younger wife,
Yes, but not the other way around.
but not exactly. And same in Mexico. You never see an older lady with a younger man. Never. You just never see it. So some cultures accept that, and some
Yeah.
cultures don't. That's why I'm saying that when you look at that worldwide, for some reason, it's always been accepted for an older man to be with a younger woman.
Well, not only that, it's been accepted that men can have multiple wives and women can't have multiple husbands. It's men can have one wife
Right?
divorce, another wife divorce, another wife
Yeah.
divorce. But if a woman
Yeah.
did it, oh, there's something wrong with her that her first marriage didn't work.
Yeah.
Then she's married again. There's something wrong. That
Yeah.
happens in our culture all the time, and women are looked down upon.
Yeah.
And that really pisses me off. It's like if men
Yeah.
can do it, why can't women? Why are you
Right.
having double standards here? And where does
Right.
it come from?
Right. Right. No. And the other thing is, here's another thing that's accepted in the Eastern world, in the Eastern countries, that a man can have a young, beautiful wife, but yet he could still go out with other women, but he's still coming back to his wife, right? Like China, Japan, my buddies would go there and they'd meet with tech companies, and they would go out with the bosses of other companies, and the guys would go home to their wives, and then they'd come to work, and then the guys would hang out, and they'd have to entertain, and they'd take them over to massage parlors, and they'd all be with women, young women, and then when they're done, they all shower up, and then they all go home to their wives. And
Yeah.
that's accepted because the wives, because I go, the wives are cool with that shit. They go, dude, he's coming home to them. They don't care. He's a provider for the family, But that's been going on since the beginning of time,
Yes, that's
you know,
the culture, that's the culture, that's the patriarchy, that's
right?
men seen as the providers, the bread earners. So they bring the
Yeah,
money, they can do what they want because money talks, bullshit walks.
right. But in America, it's different. In America, you get caught like that and you do that shit, you're gonna get shit canned. You're gonna lose your house. You're gonna lose your money. You're gonna lose half of everything.
If
And
what happens in America?
so let's say in America, I'm married with my wife and we're this, and then I get caught going over to a massage parlor or cheating with another woman. Even though I go back and say I love you, honey, that was just something to get off my back. We lose everything. The woman will say, "Nope, you're out. You lose half your house. You lose your pension. You lose all that."
Yeah.
Or if in America, if a woman cheats on a man, she can still divorce him and take half.
Yeah. I feel that way. That's how it is. Yeah, America. That's how it is.
The what?
America.
The
And
Western.
it feels
Yeah.
like it feels like in America it's totally different. It's like everybody wants to sue everybody for anything.
Right. Right.
That's
So
how.
that's why I'm in the position. I've been very fortunate. I've positioned myself certain ways to where I didn't get too hurt. I got hurt, but not that hurt.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and it was, and like I said, my divorce was never cheating or anything like that. It was just a mutual disagreement. We consistently mutually disagreed on things, and we
Yeah.
just said, hey, you know what? It's probably better that we don't do this. And we did. We both agreed, and it was fantastic. Although there's always feelings, right? There's always somebody getting mad about something, or but it is what it is. But that's part of divorce. It's never going to go smooth. You go, okay, see you later, high five, and then you leave. It doesn't work that way, because someone's always having more fun than the other. And then they go, oh, you're out here going to Cabo again. Oh, I see you're going to go to Mexico. Oh, I heard you're going to travel over here, and this, so it just never works out. But it's just a tough thing in the U.S. in America,
It
because
is.
you lose. And it's not that you want to be monogamous or you want to cheat on your wife. If you don't get along, you got to give half. What if I have a business? So the big thing in America is if you got money, you get a prenup.
Yes. You do it here too.
You get a
Everybody
prenup.
yep.
Yeah. When I leave, I want to leave with my shit.
That's right.
Whatever we built together, we'll split it. You take your shit, and I'll take my shit, and arrivederci. But that's the big talk. But a lot of the pro athletes do that. Like the average Joe like me, you better hope that I better hope the next time I marry somebody, it's for love.
Well, I always told myself, and I told my wife, if we split up, I'm never going to marry again.
Yeah.
I think one marriage is good enough for my lifetime.
Yeah.
I might find somebody I enjoy being with, whatever, down the road, but I think as far as marriage goes, I think I'm done. I don't.
We
I
all
won't.
say that, but we're not.
Well, look at you, two marriages.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get married again. But if I run into a nice lady, a young nice lady, and she's loaded with a lot of money,
Hey, women say that though. They talk about how
I know they do.
if I find a man who's rich, I'm gonna marry him. And I just think, why can't you stand on your own 2 feet?
Right.
Why are you
right.
looking actively
Uh-huh.
for unless if you've been conditioned? There's a lot of women who are conditioned by their families.
Right.
Really,
Exactly.
those who did not get access to education or those who have struggled financially to
Right.
look for a man who is financially well settled, and that's the only type of man they look
Yeah.
for because
Yeah.
they've been conditioned into it, and that's
Yep.
pretty sad.
And in the U.S., if you're together for more than 7 years, she
You
can still
consider
go after
partner.
you.
Yeah.
It's considered your
Oh
partner.
yeah.
What? Actually,
Yeah.
it's here the same. Is it 6 months or 2 years or some shit? You're
Yeah.
together. You don't have to be married. Just living
Right.
together like a de facto.
Right.
And I think the rules are something like that, and they can take
Yeah.
half of the stuff. I hate that. Why should I have to give half of my empire that I've built because you
Yeah.
decided that, or we decided we're ending it? Why should I give you my shit?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
for you.
Exactly. No, that, and see, that's what scares a lot of people in not getting married. Like I have my son. He's a good-looking guy. He's a young man. He's 31, 32, and the guy's got the world at his feet. He's got a tech company, making a ton of money, living in Marina Del Rey, drives a Bentley, just making a ton of money and having a good time. And he he dates all these women, and he goes, "I think I'm going to settle down." I'm all, "Don't do it. Enjoy your life, man. And if you do it, you better get a prenup because you're not going to like. I don't care how good an individual is or a woman is, right? I'm saying this as a man. If they want half, they're going to get half. They may marry you thinking how many. And there's a lot of devious people that'll do that shit. There's
Yes.
a lot of it. There's a lot of it. So you better really, really, really know her, and and do a prenup.
Yes.
This is my, like you said, this is my empire. This is my castle.
Yes.
You can be a part of it. You can live here, but if things don't work out, this is mine. You take what you brought into this thing. That's
Right.
yours, and go that route. But for guys like me, I don't have a lot. I'm pretty frugal, and I have a blast. I just enjoy myself as much as I can because, like I said before, we're here for a short period of time.
That's
You
right.
better enjoy your life, and you treat people right, and you travel and do everything you can do, because here today, gone tomorrow,
That's right. What advice do you guys have for maybe men in particular, maybe women, I don't know, who are wanting to date or are scared to get into the dating scene or are wanting to date somebody with an age gap? What advice or words of wisdom would you give these people who might be struggling with, coming out to the public of their age gap or even starting dating? What would you say to them? Both of you. So I want to hear what both of you have to say.
Flip, you go first.
Well, it's like I said, it's been a while. I'm pretty much moral support for my boy right here. But by all means, it shouldn't be looked at. However, it is been looked at. People, like I said, they're going to be keeping eyes on you all the time. Saying stuff behind your back. You as an individual, you're in the relationship or open relationship while you're dating. I mean, you respect one another and you enjoy the company of one another. By all means, be happy. Be
Yeah.
happy. You know.
Yeah, I would say the same thing because, like I said just a moment ago, I mean, life is so short, man. If you dig that individual and she digs you, and it's a good mutual relationship, and it's reciprocating both ways, why wouldn't you? You'd be crazy not to, because the last thing you want to do is die with regret.
Yeah.
You know, that's what's making me feel the way I feel today. Um, I would be dumb to pass up an opportunity to date somebody that um, what's the right word to say, that I would love to. Even if I was 40, even if I was 35, I would still love to date this young lady. You know, she's a great person and we have great conversations and we laugh and we talk and we're together. And if you don't take that opportunity, it's on you, man. You're gonna wonder, maybe I shouldn't. But now keep in mind, I think morally it has to work both ways, right? Now listen, I know 25 is young. I don't I 27 is young.
Let me ask you this, Brown. This is what I want to know. You're dating this girl. What if she said to you, "Hey, you know what? I want you to meet my father." How would you feel about that?
Hey.
Because you don't know what he's going to think, and he
No.
doesn't. He probably doesn't know your age until you get introduced or whatnot, and then sees you, and
Yeah,
he's blown out of his mind because this is his little girl.
right.
How would
I,
that make you feel?
I would probably I wouldn't be reluctant. I think it depends on how far in the relate. Like if she told me today, I'd say, "No, I'm not meeting him. I don't even know where we're going."
Yeah, it's a
Right?
big point.
But let's say 3 years from now, and we've been dating 2 years, and she's coming over often, or I'm going over often, and things are getting, we're like, "Hey, man, I'm really having a lot of special feelings for you," and and so on and so forth. Then at that point in time, I could say, "You know what? I would love to meet your dad. I know it would be a difficult one, and I would pray to God that I'm bigger than him." But that is something that has to be done,
Yeah,
because that's respect, right?
yeah.
It's respect. Now I'm not asking to marry, but if she said, "I want you to meet my family," I would, you know, today I wouldn't. I would say, but in a year or two now down the road, or whenever, maybe later this year, if I've gone there 6 or 7 times, and why not? Why wouldn't I? But I just found out I'm the same age as her mom.
Oh, how does that make you feel? How does that? This is a counselor question now. I really want to. I've been waiting all episode. How does this make you feel?
Her dad's 60, but her mom is the same age as me, 53. Um, See, that's a tough one, man. Those are the tough questions. Those are the tough things that I have a hard time with. I really do.
What are the thoughts that run through your mind when you hear that? Do you think, oh crap, oh no, like me and her mom, like we're the same age, like I'm old enough to be her dad? Like, do you get those thoughts in your head?
But even if I was 35, I'd be old enough. I mean, even if she was 35, I'd be. Even if she was almost 40, right? I mean, if 37, if she was 37, I would still feel that same way.
Really?
Well, how could you not? I got a kid that's 35, right?
Yeah, but I think it's that age gap is a little better than what it is now.
Right now.
I mean,
Oh,
it's because I'm just thinking like if I had a daughter and she came to me and said, "Hey, I want to
yeah, what would you say?
introduce you to my friend who's
53.
such and such." Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
What
I'll
would
be
you
like,
say?
"What? No, no,
Really?
absolutely no." I'm just, it's just, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to allow it. She's an adult. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
I can tell you from my perspective, my honest opinion, I wouldn't be right with it. But if I find out that this person she likes or is into that respects her and treats her like a woman, then I'm okay with it. As long as
Right.
he respects
Right.
my daughter.
Right.
That is the most important thing, I think,
Yeah.
coming from that perspective. That if you treat my daughter well and with respect, and she's happy without the age limit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then by all means do it. She's an
Yeah.
adult. She makes her own decisions.
Yeah. I mean, and that's it. That's how I felt too.
But also, Brown, I'll tell you, I'll take you to the back door and say, "What the F are you thinking about, buddy?"
Hey.
What? This will be behind closed doors, of course, but I'll be like,
I'm thinking
what
about the
the F are
same
you
thing you
thinking
would be
about?
thinking.
But again, how would you feel as parents who might have children who are dating somebody older, much older than them? How would you
that
feel?
that that's goddamn. That's a tough question because, like I said before, I would probably I would I can't answer that because I'm biased, right? I'm biased. I can't answer that because I'm biased because I'm doing that. Um, and
Can you
that's the hard. What's that?
can you look at it in the view of a third person and how you'd feel as a third person, removing yourself from the equation? How would you reckon that's possible for you to think about?
I think. Well, I know how I would feel and how I would react if my daughter did that. I would tell my daughter, "You better be thinking about what you're getting yourself into."
Right. I would do the same.
But
I would
would you?
I would tell my daughter that, like I told her, like I told her, I'm not a kid. I'm fucking 53, and I'm not like these younger guys. And her response to me was, "I'm an adult. I know what I'm doing. I know what I want. So stop it, because I'm tired of you telling me." Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? And she's like, listen, I've dated guys, I've dated many men that were my age and a little older, and I don't want nothing to do with them. They've either stole money from me, or they made me feel uncomfortable, or they were like, they're always after me. Where are you? What are you doing? Da 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 da. Or they're totally into themselves and not into her. You know.
Mm.
And so I made it very clear. I could say that. Um, Now, is that socially okay, or is that justifiably okay? Makes me feel better.
Do you think that some parents don't like the idea because they're scared of what society will think? Like, would you not like the idea of your daughter doing this? Maybe even your son. If your son's dating somebody much older, is it because you're going to get judged by society as the parent? Like, how could you, as the parent, allow your kid to do this?
I don't think so. I would be more concerned about the ramifications of that individual drifting in a different direction. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Let me put it to you this way. I would be more concerned with my kids saying, "Hey, this fucking guy's old, and this fucker's got about 15 years, and then you got to take care of him." And in 15 years, you're 20, let's say you're 30, in 15 years you're going to be 45, and you're going to have a lot of life, and this fucking guy's not going to have no life. He's going to want to sit in a fucking chair and not go anywhere.
What about you, Flip? What do you think?
Well, I have two boys, so if they were in that predicament, I mean, I guess I would be on the same page with Brown. You know, um, just be very cautious what their what
Yeah,
their what their what their plans are with this person, because again,
yeah.
15-20 year gap, that's a lot in a couple of years. You know what I mean? Like, you're barely starting your life. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you really
That's
want to.
that's my concern. What Flip's saying. I'd be more concerned with that, not what other people are saying,
Right.
because I like change and I like being different.
It's not that
I
it's
do.
anything wrong with it,
No,
because there's
there's not.
nothing wrong with it. She's an adult. He's an adult. My
Yeah,
son would be an adult, vice versa. So
yeah,
it's nothing wrong with that, but it's like you really got to sit there and let or explain to them, hey, are you sure about this? Because this
yeah,
person is a lot older than you, and you
yeah,
really got to think about the future. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
what's this? Or maybe it's just a fling. Maybe it's just a thing going
Maybe it's
on.
just a
You
maybe
know what I mean?
a good friendship.
Yeah.
It could be a good friendship, and that's where I'm at. I want to have a good friendship. I want to have many good friendships, right? I don't want to be. Um, I just want to have. I just want to enjoy myself. I want
Yeah,
to do me. I want to do me. I want to. What if it makes me feel good? I want to do it.
yeah,
Let me put it
yeah.
that way. If it makes me feel good, I should do it. And because I think I left a lot of years behind me taking care of somebody, and it didn't work out. I'm not mad. I'm not upset about it. But I just want to live, man. I want to fucking. You know what? If Shalina says, "Hey, I got a show coming up. You got to come check this out," I want to be able to say, "Okay, what's the date?" Check my calendar. I says, "Fuck, I'll fly out and I'll check it out with you." Right? I want to be able to do that. And same thing with Flip. If Flip says, "Hey, Dave, we got a function up here in LA," I want to be able to grab my fucking phone and go, "Dude, I'll be there. What time you want me there? I'll pick you up."
Yes.
I want to be able to I want to be able to have the freedom to see shit. I want to have the freedom to do things now. So now I work hard. I put my money away, and then if I want to book a trip to Costa Rica, I'm out of here. Right?
Well,
If I want to go
that's
see,
freedom of
if I
being
want to go see
single,
the other side of Australia or whatever, I can call Shalina. Hey, let's go. Show me Australia. Give me what you got, girl, and then we go have a good time. That's the life that I want. I want to be able to do that.
Well, my man, 53 years old, single guy here. You have it all right now, man.
No,
I
I
mean,
don't want to say
enjoy it.
that.
Yeah, you have it all, brother. Enjoy it.
I want to enjoy my life.
Yeah,
I only
enjoy it.
I got about 15 years, right? If I get in shape and I stay moving, I got about 15 years to really have a blast.
Mhm.
You know.
Why are you limiting yourself? That's a limiting belief.
Well, because you really, I'm a realist also. I'm a realist. 15 years from now, you know what I mean? If I do the math and I look at something and I see guys at that age, if I see
67 years
guys at
old.
Can't
yeah,
math. So I
no,
can't.
what I'm trying to say is, I'm texting my daughter. I'm sorry. She's saying, "How come I can't see the podcast?" So
Hi, Donna. Hello.
it's just one of those things where 15 years, 63, 67, I'm close to 70. Man, I'm playing. Hopefully, I'm still playing video games with Flip.
Hey, why
And going.
not?
I'll still be going to football games. I'll still be doing things, but I'll be going at a much slower pace.
But let me ask you something, Shalina. If you're a young girl, you in your early 30s, right?
Yeah, I'm 29.
20. So, and you have no kids,
Nope.
single as a whistle, just
Single as a Pringle. That's me. That's me.
so. I mean, do you ever think about settling down, marriage? Do you think about that?
Oh yes, my goal is to hopefully maybe be married this year. I want to have kids next year if I can. I've got that's what I want. Whether it'll happen or not, Lord knows.
Do you have somebody special in your life?
I don't know. I could. I am talking to somebody, but that doesn't mean anything.
Mhm.
I talk to many people.
Person of interest.
A POI. I got a POI. But once again, you gotta keep an open mind. Like I can't force it. I've ended up with the wrong people and I can't be stuffed for that. I'd rather be single. As a Pringle, doing everything I do. Sometimes I really enjoy being alone. And when you enjoy being alone, that's something you need to be able to like come out of enjoying your loneliness to be with somebody. Like the person has to be better than my solitude. So are you better than my solitude? I don't know. That's what I have to test him on.
Yeah. Well, and I think that alone it speaks for itself. But it's there's so much out there to do, and I'm not saying you haven't done it, but I think my advice for dating and going out is you really need to see a lot of the world before you do it.
But it's not just about dating we're talking about. We're talking about a 20-year gap.
Oh, are you asking if I would consider that? Is that what you mean? Would I do that?
Would you? Would
Oh,
you
I didn't know
consider-
that. I didn't hear that, Flip. I'm sorry.
Me? No. I couldn't. Big Brown's like, damn, I missed my chance.
You ain't met me yet. No. I will make you laugh like you wouldn't believe. We will have a blast. But that don't mean we don't have to get married. We can just be friends.
I'm friends with everybody anywhere. Like I love people. But when it comes to settling down, I think maybe 10 years would be my
limit.
Absolute maximum. But that being said, there's an assumption that if somebody's much older than you, they're not fit or they're not healthy or they're not, something's going to happen to their health when they get older. I don't believe that. Like, that's not necessarily true. Sometimes people make that assumption.
Well, it is when you're 20 years older.
Sorry, I missed that.
I said it is when you're 20 years older.
I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it's not like I don't check out men who are like 30, 40 years older than me. I'd
Mhm.
like, you know, but
Yeah.
personally, for me, it
Right.
would be like a 10-year
Yeah.
age. But I'm not judging other people. I don't care. You do you. Like, that's the
Right.
thing. Why do you guys think society judges so harshly?
Jealousy. Something they can't have. I
That
think
could
so.
be. That could be,
I
or
think
or
so.
basically whatever their personal experience has been. I mean, kids
Or
see a lot of things
the
when
way
they're
they were
growing up.
brought up. Or the
Yeah,
way they were brought up.
yeah.
You know, that's why I say a lot of people, you know, like I said, for guys, it's not, it's the norm. For guys, it's not a big, for, I got an, let me give you a good example. I got another buddy. I'm not going to mention his name. He is got a business. He's wealthy, makes good money. And, he should be dating, he got a divorce, but he should be dating something nice.
Mm.
Something nice. And he's a good looking guy. He's a nice guy. He's a good looking guy, but he always has a tendency to pick things that are not nice.
Oh.
And me and the guys are like, why would you, dude, you got money, you got good looks, and you're going out with that? And it never works with him. It never, he always has trouble with it. You know, we're like, what are you doing? Where are you meeting these people? You know, I mean, I always have a saying, show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
Yes.
Right?
Heard that one. Heard of
Show me
that
your
one.
friends and I'll show you your future. And this guy's a multimillionaire and he's dating these girls that are just, I don't understand it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, you're wealthy. You got money. You got this. You know, you work hard. You got a good work ethic, and you're so smart in business. But then you make these dumb mistakes. Trampy. They're trashy and they're trampy. You know what I mean? You know, you can find a good girl. There's a lot of good girls out there.
Mm.
Um, maybe he doesn't have the gift of gab. That's what everybody says.
Let
Maybe
me
he
let me
don't know how
let
to
me
talk.
point this out too. I don't know if it's off topic, whatnot, but on the news over here in America in Cali, Nick Cannon's in the news about his new wife or new girlfriend being
Mhm.
pregnant. Now, Nick Cannon and has dated and has been with a lot of women,
Mariah
has
Carey.
a lot of kids from different women. You
Really?
know what I mean?
Oh,
How many?
Yes,
oh yeah,
at least a dozen kids
yeah.
from a lot of different women. So it's like, and he was on his show talking about, he's a good father. He does the best he can. You know what I mean? He's a wealthy guy. You know what I mean? But you think by the media throwing his relationship, his stuff out there, people look at that and like, fuck, dude. You
What
got
are you
like how
doing?
many kids? How many
Yeah,
kids? So how many women you been with? And
yeah,
this is like, what the hell you thinking, bro?
yeah,
Like keep it in your pants. You know what I mean? So you
yeah.
get that people, stereotyping him, and it's just like you're gonna get that. You're just gonna get that.
Plenty of people do that though.
Yeah,
Plenty of people have multiple wives, multiple children.
yeah.
And you don't think they get looked at?
Hmm.
You got
Bad
celebrities do it
decision.
all the time.
Yeah, bad. I don't know what it is. It could be lust. It could be whatever. I mean, I've
Well, I'm
got.
not. It can't.
I
I
mean,
mean, you're not saying it's a bad decision. I mean, maybe that's what he wanted was to have a lot of children. You know what I mean? And he's in the right state of his career of his life that he could support all these children. But what if you had it the other way around, where this kid probably didn't have the job he had? How the hell is he going to be supporting the freaking kids? The taxpayer money? And people look at that like, hey, why are you having all these kids? Why are you dating all these women and having all these kids?
yeah.
People look at that in a bad way, in bad perspective. That's society out here in America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they subconsciously know that I've got the money. So it's not
Probably.
something to worry
And a
about.
lot of girls fish for that. A lot of girls will fish for that. And that's just the way it is, man. And that's what people have told me. Oh man, she's probably only after you for your money. I don't care. I understand that. And I'm after for something else. There's got to be a give and take, So I understand that. But I'm also not dumb enough to say, "Oh, here's all my money," or "Here, you go do whatever you want." That's stupid
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
It is. But and I, I've I've offered to buy things and do things, and what I loved about it, she said, "No, you don't have to do that. I don't need that. You know, hey, you know what? Let's get you a nice jacket or something. It's kind of cool. No, I don't need it. I'm fine. You know." So it's just the way it is, right? It's a give and take, right? In a relationship now,
Hey,
and I
Brad,
think
I got Rebecca Mendoza who just posted right now, said, absolutely enjoy the ride.
Yep.
thank you,
That's
beautiful.
Hi, Rebecca.
Thank
Hello.
you. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, just enjoy the ride, and that's what I'm doing. I'm enjoying the ride. I'm having fun. Yeah.
And where can people find your podcast? Where are you at?
We
Guys,
are on mostly all the social media that you can find your podcast, Spotify,
YouTube.
YouTube. We're mostly on YouTube. We do our videos on YouTube, Instagram. You can find us, or you can even Google us. You can Google Generation Flip Podcast, and you'll find us.
Yep.
We're a pretty interesting group of two guys here, and
clearly.
have, and we have a blast. We have a
We
blast.
do.
You
Our
know?
show's fantastic.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we had you on our show, and it was fantastic. And if you haven't seen it, you got to see the show with her because this young lady is just amazing with the things
Very
that she
talented.
does.
Yes.
And we want to thank her for allowing us to come on her show because
Yes.
I'm definitely an interesting individual, and I have some things to talk about. So.
Oh, I think we got plenty more to talk about. I think our conversations are endless.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's what we're here for, to help each other, educate, help, right? And don't get me wrong, I am a feminist. I'm not a bad person, like I said. I enjoy um, life. That's probably what I should say. I love to enjoy life, and I respect everybody. You know, so
Yes.
I think that's important. That's important to do, to be a good person.
Oh, hello.
Want to say hi to the camera? Does it say hi to the camera?
What's his or her name?
Boo Boo, my dog.
Hey, I
Boo
like that.
boo.
Boo Boo, hey Boo Boo. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I got the
Well,
lawnmower here, and he's making a lot of sound, which means that I have to.
it's the cue.
That's
That
the
is
cue.
But
that is
Shalina, I appreciate it. Thank you for having us
Yes,
on
thank
your
you so
show. I
much.
really appreciate that. You
Yeah.
know,
Thank you so much. Is there anything else, any other advice or anything you would like to share with the peeps? Anybody who is interested in being a guest on your show, can they hit you up?
oh
Hit us
sure,
up.
we're on matchmaker FM. You could hit us up there, or send us an email if you'd like to come on our show at generationflipcast@gmail.com.
They can even
uh,
go to YouTube,
and
and they
hit us
can
up on
message us
YouTube.
on YouTube. Yeah, we'd
Yeah,
love
Subscribe
to.
to their channel. Subscribe, people.
Yes,
appreciate it.
yes.
Appreciate
Along
it.
with yours, along with Shalina's.
Oh yeah.
Great,
Oh
doing
yeah.
big things. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking the time out and having a great conversation. It's always a pleasure
Thank,
with you. It's always is.
Yes,
thank
it
you for
is.
sharing your world with us. I think it takes a lot of courage to share what's happening in your world. Trust me, a lot of people are not able to
Yeah,
find the courage to speak
yeah,
what they're going through. So
yeah. Hopefully, don't make it back to the U.S.
Sorry, too late now.
I'll
I know. Everybody's gonna start messing. My phone's gonna start blowing up. Hey, what the hell's going on, Castillo? Oh man, that's funny. No,
yeah.
Appreciate it though. Thank you so much for
thank you.
having us. I really enjoy it.
Thank you so much. And guys, if anybody needs help with their mental health, please reach out to your local mental health telephone line. In Australia, it's 13 11 14 for Lifeline. And if you are going through domestic or family violence, please reach out to 1-800-RESPECT. That's 1-800-737-732. Look after your mental health. Don't be shy now. Reach out if you need to. And we're going to see you in the next episode. And you never know who's going to be on. I'm definitely going to have these lovely people on because we got
Maybe we'll come over to Australia and be on your show. That'd be even funner.
yeah, just come down to my house. I'll cook you some curry if you like Indian food.
Right on. Right on.
We don't miss too many meals, as you can see. Oh,
Appreciate
gosh.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Alrighty, people. Take care of your mind, body, and soul. And we will see you in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.